Hi, everyone. It's Emil. It's Emil Guillermo. Oh, that's my QR code. You know, everyone's QR code crazy. So I stick them everywhere. And in fact, on my poster that I pass out for the Fresno Rogue Festival, there's like 6 different QR codes you can access. And the one right out front, if you're looking at that, you do the QR code and you can get tickets to see my show. The first week was good. I don't think I've been on since the first week, but first week was good. We are on again Thursday on the 6th of March at 8:30 p.m. and then Saturday on the is that the 8th? Yeah, the 8th of March at 6:30 p.m. and it's all at the Lotus Room in the Tower District in Fresno, 626 Olive Street, Fresno. Scan that code for tickets or go to amok.com for more information. $12. That's a bargain. And there you go. You can just scan that and get your tickets. What reviewers have said about my Amok monologues in the past, well, the stand-up, monologue, rant, enjoy keeping pace with Guillermo's brilliant mind. I'm humbled. Funny, poignant. That was the Orlando Weekly a few years back. Also, Manhattan Digest said comical, often profound observations. My God. That's for Emil Amok 69, the latest Emil Amok monologue. And there you go. Thursday, 8:30 p.m. on the 6th, Saturday on the 8th at 6:30 p.m. at Ye Old Tower Room or Lotus Room in the Tower District in Fresno, 626 Olive. And there's your QR code. That's all you need, right? Everyone's QR code friendly or crazy. And I had a nice, appreciative crowd on Friday night, on Saturday, and Sunday. We're up against the Fresno has a Mardi Gras parade. Of course, they have the Fat Tuesday parade on Sunday because everyone's in New Orleans. I hope they had weather problems. They were going to cancel some of it. But Fresno had their Mardi Gras parade while my show was on. So that was a little tough, but we still had indoor floats in the tower room and throwing around beads, and we had a good time. Emil Amok 69 is all about what's happening in the world today. We're going to talk about that in just a second because this is Emil Amok, my Amok podcast. Emil Amok. Amok. What? I forgot my phraseology. This is my Amok podcast where we talk about things high and low, talk about all things considerable, right? Okay, we'll get in that in a second. But no, this is the problem when you do a show about current events and you try to rip the headlines and put it on your show. There's stuff happening every day. There's stuff happening every day in this new this state of 69 that we're in, that even by the second or third shows I was doing last weekend, I was like writing, trying to figure out what's going on in the world. Anyway, there's your QR code. Check out the show Thursday and Saturday in the Lotus Room in Fresno. If you're near, if you're not, you can go to amok.com or you can email me or something or buy a ticket. Or I will give you, I'm recording the show and I will tell you how you can access the show and watch what I have to say, because I'm sure you'll want to do that, won't you? I think. So let's just move the QR code off to the center. How about we'll put me in the middle and we'll make the QR code big so that you can always access the QR code and find the show. So here we are. Welcome to Emil Amok's Take Out My Takes on All Things Considerable. What is he going to do today? I mean, I think that's the question everyone always asks. What's he going to do today? What kind of fresh garbage are we going to have to deal with today? And today's fresh garbage is Trump has said no to Ukraine. He's stopping the aid. Zelensky has come forward and said, hey, wait a minute, I'll come back. I want peace. He was helped out by Lindsey Graham, who bragged about, yeah, I helped him craft that message. Yeah, he wants to have peace now. Okay, so now maybe that's back on track. But Vladimir Putin is the only one who's happy. Can you imagine Vladimir Putin is the new Yankee Doodle Dandy? You know those shots of Putin bareback on a horse? That was in 2017. Now 2025. Putin is bare-chested. I don't know if he was bareback on the horse, but he's bare-chested on the horse. Now he's bare-chested on a donkey, and that donkey is named Donald Trump, the new Yankee Doodle Dandy, Vladimir Putin. And we saw that last week on Friday, and we just see the continuation of this, and it's happening. Donald Trump, last week on Monday, voted with Russia and all the dictators in a really disgusting show of how the former leader of the free world is now siding with the dictators instead of siding with the people who are fighting for freedom, the freedom fighters, the fighters of democracy, the Ukrainians. I mean, we do not. I mean, we back the freedom fighters, right? And as I say this, there's always contradictions. And as an Asian American, well, how about the Philippines, Emil? Oh, yeah, how about the Philippines? 1898, we buy the Philippines from Spain. 1899, we have the Philippine-American War. The Philippines starts their democracy. They are the freedom fighters. They're the first insurrectionists. And who's there fighting them? The U.S., the colonizers. So we got to go back to 1899, that Philippine-American War, if you want to see where we are right now. But most people don't know about the Philippine-American War. They just don't. But they should. They should know about the Philippine-American War. Because then they'll say, oh, that's how far Donald Trump has taken us back. Taking us back to 1899. When the Philippines was playing the part of Ukraine, and the United States is in the part of Russia, the aggressor, the colonizer, the invader. That's the world we're in now. So tonight, Donald Trump is giving his joint speech to Congress. They're not calling it the State of the Union. I don't know why. It could be the State of the Union, but they're not calling it the SOTU, State of the Union Address. They're calling it the joint speech before Congress. But we know what the State of the Union is. We are really on a precipice. We're really on edge. Our democracy's on edge. Who knows what Donald Trump will say to the joint meeting of Congress tonight? Maybe he'll say, Congress, you're fired. Doge has done an analysis about what you've done the last 5 days, and we're firing your asses. What if he says that? You can't put it past him. We're going to fire you, Doge. Oh, no, we'd like to fire Doge, but Doge is going to say to Congress, empowered by Trump, he's going to say, we're firing you, Congress. You got 15 minutes, because this is the dismantling of the American government. And this is really Donald Trump telling Congress and the American people, welcome to Trumpco. Welcome to Trumpco. My brand is on this country, just like the brand is on everything that I touch, the Trump steaks, the Trump buildings, the Trump University, all failures. But maybe Trumpco will work, right? Because it's just me, Trump, the leader of the Trump world. Wow. And a lot of people are saying, this shouldn't come as a surprise. We knew he was going to do this, right? Project 2025 and all that. Yeah, but we didn't think he was going to do it, right? I mean, people usually stop within the realm of normal, but Trump just keeps going, and that's the weird thing. So I don't know. One can imagine maybe Donald Trump tonight in the joint speech before Congress says, "Hey, I'm firing your asses," because Doge says, "What have you done the last 5 weeks, last 5 days?" Oh, we'll give you 5 weeks because that's how long I've been in charge here. 5 weeks. And then he says, I'm going to have a constitutional convention. We're going to change the name to Trump Co. Trump Co. because that makes more sense than Putin Co. We could call it Putin Co., but Putin Co. just doesn't have the same kind of flow as Trump Co. Welcome to Trump Co. Wow. I'm seeing people who are older than I am. I've been covering politics and news since the 80s, right? Regional, national, local, since the 80s. And I have never seen it like this. I mean, we're talking about 40 years, 40 plus years. This is America now. And if you haven't been paying attention, I hope you start paying attention. I just hope you start paying attention because in the Trump spirit, I just want to get my QR code out there. I mean, you could see me talk in small, but I want you to access my QR code so you can see where Emil's doing his show about the state of the world, the 69 state of the world. Yeah, we're in a state of 69. State of 69. That's not a good thing. It's not pleasurable for more than 2 people. And the 2 people are Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. For the rest of us, it's kind of like, well, we just want power. I mean, especially if you're a Republican, you say, we just want power. So we'll just go along with him because we just want to stay in power. And we're afraid of Musk. I mean, is this any way to run a government? Oh, the government, we're doing away with the government. Like I said, they're probably going to say, Congress, you're fired. Trump's favorite line. You should have figured it, right? He was going to do Trump. That's what he does. He fires everybody. So we have some really, I mean, we kind of knew with Friday, first Monday when the U.S. voted with Russia at the UN resolution. There goes the free world, right? And then on Friday, the blow up. And then today, Putin's happy. Putin's very happy. And Zelensky has sent a message saying, hey, I went back in. Let's do this peace deal. It may be too late. It just may be too late. We'll see. So we'll see the speech tonight. Trump is planning a lot of different things, apparently, because, he's a showman. But I don't know. Some people are boycotting the speech. I'm not going to boycott. I'm going to watch it. But I just don't know where our country is headed. I mean, we are in a guardrail-less country. And the people who were there as guardrails before, they're not there anymore. Those people who were there in 2017, 18, they're not there anymore. Remember, Trump did some really stupid things in 2018. I like when he said, did Vladimir Putin interfere with our election? No, of course not. Why? Because Vladimir Putin told him, and he trusts Vladimir Putin, which is the problem. Because had he listened to U.S. intel, our spies that get at the truth, because no one really tells the truth publicly except Donald Trump, and he trusts Vladimir Putin. Well, then Trump should have said, oh, Putin's lying to me. But he couldn't accept that. It was embarrassing. And that was in 2018. We still, in 2024, the country elected him by a sliver. And of course, it was all because people say, well, you know, we were better under Trump. Our economy was better. We need the economy to get better. And the economy today is, we are on the downward slide today. Tariffs, Mexico and Canada, we're alienating our friends, our closest allies, our biggest trading partner, China. And we're in bed with Russia. That's the state of the world. Let's see if he'll just be that plain tonight. I doubt it. Tariffs are coming. Inflation is coming. This is not what you voted for, I know. But that's my show, Emil Amok, 69. Check it out if you're near Fresno. If you're not, stay tuned. I'm recording it. You can pay for tickets to see it on video. On video. So I can't wait to see what Trump says. So let's just wait to see what Trump says tonight. But the feeling is not good. The feeling is not good among people who know how America should be working. And it's not working well. Not right now. Not under Trump. I did my latest column in Substack and also on Inquirer.net. I write about the Oscars. The Oscars. And wouldn't you know, it really is a kind of, I mean, Conan O'Brien was great. I like, the Oscars just weren't very political, right? I mean, it was fun to watch Conan deliver the best political line at the Oscars when he praised Honora mid-show for its surprising wins. I mean, no one expected Honora. Honora? What is Honora? I know it's one of the nominated. And then he said, he congratulated Honora, and then he said, I guess Americans are excited to see someone finally stand up to a powerful Russian. And he got 10 seconds of laughs, which is a big-time laugh in comedy land. I mean, it's something. Sly, but something. The rest of the Oscars weren't really very political. A few political moments. Daryl Hannah saying, Ukraine, and the Palestinians, the documentarians, they had their moment. But, you know, you had to know that the night's big winner, Honora, is about an American woman who marries the son of a Russian oligarch who's unhappy with the Scion's merger and acquisition, right? You had to know. If I had no idea it was about a Russian oligarch. Now it makes perfect sense. Hadn't seen it. But I started watching the first 10 seconds of Honora. After it won, I felt bad that I hadn't won the winning film, and I usually do watch the winning films, like the great film Parasite. How many people remember that a few years back? But the first 10 seconds starts off with scenes from a lap dance, which is like, why didn't you just tell me from the beginning there's lap dances in it? Hooray for indie films, right? And then the woman who won for best, Mikey Madison, who won for best actress, stole it from Demi Moore. But Mikey Madison, I hadn't seen the whole film. Maybe it's good. But Mikey Madison is saying, yeah, for the sex workers. And I'm sex worker friendly, not in a philosophical sense, not because I employ them or anything like that. But I believe in a woman's right if she wants to do that. And I think my mind was open when I saw a show at a fringe festival, at the Orlando Fringe Festival, about sex workers. And so I'm down with the sex workers. Now, I'm not as a consumer, but just as a labor advocate. Anyway, Honora, check it out. It's a film everyone wasn't talking about, but now they are because they said, Honora? You know, I think for me, the only performances I've been thinking about the last few days were Donald Trump and J.D. Vance's in the Oval Office during that Zelensky photo op, because that's all it was meant to be, a Zelensky photo op with Trump and Vance. But I think after Friday, Donald Trump deserves an Oscar for best performance by a politician aping a Russian dictator. I think that was a great acting job. I think Vance deserves a mention for best supporting performance by an American in furthering the fall of democracy around the world. That was a great performance by Vance. I mean, that, if you haven't seen it yet, that's the reason why all the stuff is happening today, because Trump can do what he wants and no one will say boo. He is ruling like a bully, and it is working supremely, not for the American public, not even for Donald Trump. It's working supremely for Vladimir Putin. Like I said, the events of last Monday and Friday, the shouting match, may have changed whatever your sense of is of the phrase the free world, or certainly leader of the free world. The leader of the free world would appear to be now Vladimir Putin. Strange, but true. It's 2025. George Orwell could have just renamed his novel 1984 2025, because this is a 2025 is a 1984 kind of world. So, and that Friday thing was weird because people saw it as this is a triumph for Zelensky in the U.S. because even Trump wanted it. And then it may not have gone totally right, especially when Zelensky said some negative things about Putin. And maybe this is the thing. Trump just wanted to send a message to Putin that, hey, we're meeting with this guy, but this is what, you're still my guy. I can, I don't really like this guy. Zelensky. He said it. And the way he acted. So you have the image of Trump, the deal maker. And he was really upset that he was saying that Zelensky was saying some negative things about Putin. The quote from the meeting. You see the hatred he's got for Putin? It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. What a soliloquy for Trump. And then he goes into this impromptu conversation. This is from Friday's meeting. You want me to be tough? I can be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough, but you're never going to get the deal that way. So that's the way it goes. And he would have run out of gas. He would have ended it right there. But there was J.D. Vance to the rescue saying, the path to peace. Oh, no, that's Trump. J.D. Vance saying, the path to peace is diplomacy. The path to peace is diplomacy. And so I guess that's what we're watching. This is America's sense of diplomacy, carrying Putin's water. It was just remarkable. Astounding. Vance should get Best Supporting Actor, Oscar, and Donald Trump should get an Oscar for his betrayal. When he says, he shouts back at Zelensky, because Zelensky is saying how, everyone has trouble during wars, even you, and that got Trump's dander up. He says, don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. Right now, you're not in a very good position. You don't have cards now. With us, you start having cards again. And Zelensky says, I'm not playing cards. And Trump just speaks over him and says, you're gambling with lives, millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. I mean, Trump was really the one losing it. But what can I say? There he was. He started mocking Zelensky openly. Because Zelensky just wants security. He wants security for a ceasefire. And then Trump mocks him. He says, then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. He was mocking Zelensky as if he were Zelensky. That is called acting. I'm telling you. That's why we're seeing that maybe he'll do a whole thing. Maybe he'll show the clips tonight at the speech. Or maybe, as I said, he'll just fire Congress and say, Congress, you're out. Elon asked me to ask you, what have you done the last 5 minutes? The emails appeared before the meeting tonight. What have you done? I'll give you 5 minutes to answer here. If it's unsatisfactory, you're fired. You're fired. Of course, you're fired. That's his phrase. That's his phrase. All right, we're trying to end these things early now. You know, one more thing about the Oscars. The ratings came out 19.69 million, which sounds like a lot. 19 points. It used to be huge. Well, I think that's the U.S. number, 19.69 million. And they said the highest 18 to 34 number in 5 years. When they start saying things like that, you know, they're happy, but they're kind of disappointed. Because everyone used to care about the Oscars everywhere. That's why Conan O'Brien did that bit where he's talking in Spanish and in Chinese. But here's the thing that I think we need to talk about a little bit. I don't mind Anora winning big. They had an Asian American producer. Great. But I'm dismayed by the politics that changed things for the film with the most nominations, Emilia Perez. I mean, it won for Best Song. Great. Song was better than people think. It won for Zoe Saldana, who gave the best acceptance speech when she declared how proud she was to be a daughter of immigrants. I mean, it was a political statement in light of the attack on birthright citizenship by the unconstitutional, illegal CFDT 34. And I say CFDT 34 because that's a fact. Convicted felon Donald Trump 34. Now, if I said the stupidest president ever to exist, that would be an opinion. That would be an opinion. But if I say CFDT 34, that is fact. That is fact. But, you know, the Oscars, when 13 nominations were given to Emilia Perez, it was set up to be a moment for Best Actress nominee Carla Sofia Gascon, our first out trans actor in Oscar history. And that would have been a moment, especially considering where we are in the world. But then Oscar politics spoiled it. Someone went over old social messages, revealing racist, homophobic opinions that Gascon put on her social media outlets. She apologized, which some people say good enough, some people say not good enough. Look, I would have rather judged her for her work on the film and not for her text, and I saw the work on her film, and I thought that was good. Or good enough to win if judges felt it was Oscar worthy. But then, you know, I can't watch a Woody Allen film these days without letting his life get in the way of his art. So maybe I should just be consistent. Say, yeah, sorry, Emilia. Sorry, Carla Gascon. But in saying that is the realization that politics, the politics of Oscars, sunk Gascon and Emilia Perez. Saldana survived in the supporting actress category to have her day. Great. She was great. But I think the film should have had its day. I mean, and when you consider what CFDT 34 as the world's moral compass has done, is anything Gascon done or did in the past, all that disqualifying if it comes with an earnest apology? I don't know. But Anora just kind of backed into it because it was a message film and it was about a Russian oligarch. So maybe it was its moment more than it was the moment for trans actress Carla Sofia Gascon. And that was how Oscar night really played for me. It was all about politics. Done before, and then afterwards the show was sort of not as political as it could have been, should have been. One mention for Ukraine and a little some clapping. One mention about, you know, when the documentary filmmakers came out about Gaza. let's just put it this way. There were no real Sasheen Littlefeather moments. Just a big snub and the emergence of Honora. So see it. Check out Honora. I'm going to try to watch the rest of it because Honora is it's about sex work. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I had no idea it was about sex workers until Mikey Madison said it from the stage. Really, I had no idea. And then I saw 10 seconds of the film, and you know, I didn't want to get in. It came up on my. I bought it, and I just wanted to watch a little bit and then watch it later on. But once I saw it was about, I said, oh, let me watch it later when I'm in the mood for this kind of film. Anyway, interesting. It's about a Russian oligarch, and that may be the coincidence of the moment, the one that resonates. One last word about the Rogue Festival. It's in Fresno, and it's in a place called the Tower Room. On the 6th on there, 8:30 p.m. Saturday on the 8th at 6. It's 8:30 on Thursday, 6:30 on the 8th. There's your QR code. And it's, let's see, Lotus Room 626 East Olive. Scan there for the code. It's Emil Amok 69. It is not a show about math. It is not a show about math. I'm Asian, so it could be a show about math, but it is not a show about math. See, I'm looking up one way, and I'm like upside down there. So what the heck is 69? Emil Amok 69? And how does that apply to the state of the world? I will tell you. The state, of course, it applies to the state of the world. And we'll see what Donald Trump has to say tonight. Like I said, he might say, welcome to Trumpco. Hi, Congress. I'm firing all of you. Elon Musk sent you a text message and said, send me the 5 things that you did this week. I don't like any of the 5 from anybody. You're fired. Boy, that would be so Trumpian in the moment. Like, of course, what else would he say? What else would he do? That's exactly what he would do, right? Exactly what he would do. All right, now you can get the QR code there, or it dawned on me that you can just see the little Ticket Leap link at the bottom of the, if you're watching this, ticketleap.events/tickets/rogue festival / Emil Amok -69 $. Oh my God. All right, we're still high tech, low tech. Still high tech, low tech here. Anyway, so Thursday, that's when the show kicks up again. But last night, I was happy to be part of the Rogue Poetry Slam, where Inner Ear, a local poetry group, went up against 5 Rogue performers, 5-on-5, like basketball. And I, as the Ripon Poet Laureate of my small little Central Valley town, was one of the poets for the Rogue Fest. And one of the Inner Ear poets was a woman who is the Poet Laureate of Modesto. So it really was kind of an interesting gathering. The competition is cool, but it really was interesting just to meet other people on the poetry side and on the performer side, and a lot of the performers, gifted poets. There's a fellow named Gnome. They had a problem with Gnome, saying Gnome. I guess they want to say Noam, or no, it's Gnome. He's a good guy. Some great poetry. And then Martin Dockery was there, and then Katie. God, Katie, I don't have her last name with me, but she was great. She won. She was the best individual scorer for our team. So anyway, that's just part of the rogue is really the poetry slam is really the crack of the Rogue Fest. You know, it's like all the good things about the Rogue, the storytelling, come out in these poetic moments. Oh, Paul Strickland, I got to mention Paul Strickland. Paul Strickland was part of this too. So it was great. It was a lot of fun. Always when I get selected to perform at the Rogue, this is always the most fun I have when I am selected to do the poetry slam. So anyway, that was last night. Tonight we watch the speech. We see if Trump does or doesn't fire Congress, and we'll come back again tomorrow and talk about it. All right, yeah. So I'm going to show my QR code again because you might as well if you want to see it. Get the QR code. Hey, and also let me say my show comes with a laughter guarantee. I mean, I don't know any shows that have a laughter guarantee. I guarantee the laughs. I guarantee the laughs. Okay, Emil. Yeah, we'll see. We like to close out the show with a little meditative moment. Loving kindness. Loving kindness. Like Sharon Salzberg says, loving kindness. These are like little prayers. Because the more you give out, the more it comes back to you. It's like a rebound type of thing. And so, as I wish for me, I wish for you. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. Emil Guillermo here. Till next time. Mahalo.